Hello guys, I hope we are all good wherever we are. As you can see in our slide, today our topic is monitoring and evaluation overview. In this video, we are going to discuss what is monitoring and evaluation, guiding principle of monitoring and evaluation, what is monitoring, element of monitoring, project areas that are being monitored, types of monitoring, importance of monitoring. Then we'll go to evaluation. What is evaluation? Importance of evaluation, evaluation process, features of evaluation, types of evaluation. Then finally we discuss difference between monitoring and evaluation. So let's begin. What is monitoring and evaluation? Monitoring and evaluation is two words, and it's the process by which data are collected and analyzed in order to provide information to policymakers and others for use in program planning and project management. Both monitoring and evaluation collect the data and analyze it. Data collected from monitoring is used internally to improve our ongoing project, but the data collected from the evaluation is used by all stakeholders to improve our future project design. Guiding principle of monitoring and evaluation. Everything is guided by principles. Principle is code of conduct, certain rules. Monitoring and evaluation is not an exceptional and is guided by the following principles. Number one, forecast. Data collected from monitoring and evaluation should only focus on the goal of the project and program. Timely. Data should be collected and shared at the relevant time. Data from monitoring and evaluation should not be delayed and should be collected at the right time. Usable. Shared data from monitoring and evaluation should be easy for all stakeholders to use. Credible. All techniques for data collection and analysis and reporting should be credible and standardized. In other words, it means our data collection and analysis and reporting tools should be trusted by stakeholders. Ethical. During data collection, we should get consent from participants. Before we start collecting data from our participants, we must explain to them the reason why we are collecting the data, how we should keep our data, our confidentiality process. Then we should ask consent from them. After they give the consent, then we should start collecting the data from them. Then we leave one by one in monitoring and evaluation, and we will start with monitoring. What is monitoring? Monitoring is systematic and continuous collection, analysis, and utilization of information on project achievement as implementation progresses. It is an ongoing activity taking place continuously throughout an intervention. Monitoring is specifically continuous collection and analysis of information and data from an ongoing project. And it starts once we start the implementation and ends until the closure of our project. Then what is project monitoring? Project monitoring is the process of keeping track of all project-related metrics, including the team performance, team performance, how our team are doing, task duration, then identifying potential problems, and then taking corrective action to ensure that our project is within scope, on budget, and meet the specified deadline. Monitoring of our program or intervention involves routine collection of data and tracking changes over time. Element of monitoring. Element or features of monitoring. Number one, continuous. Monitoring is a continuous process that runs through the entire program. It starts from the implementation until the closure of our project. Monitoring involves regular data collection. In monitoring, we collect the data at the beginning of the project. We collect the data daily, we collect data weekly, we collect monthly and quarterly or yearly. Another element of monitoring is identify gaps in implementation. Monitoring identifies problems and solve it. What are some of the areas that we normally monitor? Number one is activity. We monitor how we conduct our activity, whether we are conducting it on time and within our budget. Then we monitor process. We monitor the process of conducting our activity. Is it in the right process or we are following the wrong process? Time schedule. Are we conducting our project on time? Cost budget. Are we conducting it within the allocated budget? Work quantity. Are we performing the amount of work we intend to perform? Work quality. How accurate is our work? These are some of the project areas that we normally monitor. Key types of monitoring. These are some of the types of monitoring. Number one. One is we monitor it during the implementation process. And it includes input, activity, and output. In inputs, we monitor or track resources allocated for the project. It includes the material, the personnel, and the equipment for the project. Is it delivered on time and on the high quality? Activity. Activity is the task we perform. We monitor it whether that task is implemented on time and budget. Outputs. Outputs is the deliverables, and we monitor it whether the right quantity and quality of our deliverables is being delivered to the intended beneficiaries or the participant. Then we have result monitoring. In result monitoring, we monitor the outcome and the impact. Then in outcome, we monitor the progress of achieving our result over time. Then the impact, we track the long-term effect of the project, whether our project is making any difference. Then we have other types of monitoring, such as compliance monitoring that tracks whether we comply with our donor regulation, grant and contract agreements, local government regulations, laws, and other ethical standards. Then we have context or situation monitoring. This monitoring tracks the setting in which the project or program operates to identify risks and assumptions. Finally, we have financial monitoring that accounts for cost by inputs and activity within predefined categories of expenditure. What are some of the importance of monitoring? Number one, monitoring helps us to know whether our various activities are undertaken as specified in the project plan, whether we are implementing our activities as planned in the project plan. Monitoring helps us whether material and other inputs are being delivered in due time and at the right quantity. Monitoring helps us to identify and solve problems. Monitoring is used to to have internal and external accountability. Monitoring build transparency in terms of use of program resources to our stakeholders. Monitoring helps us to make informed decisions in the future of our initiative. It helps us to make decisions to improve our ongoing project. Monitoring helps us to improve learning, to improve or promote learning from experiences to improve activities in the future. In monitoring, we collect lessons learned that improve our project. That's the end of monitoring. We move to evaluation. What is evaluation? Evaluation is the process to check whether a project or program has met its objectives. Evaluation determines whether a project is achieving what it set out to do and whether it is making a difference. Evaluation is basically checking if we have met our objectives and whether those objectives have brought any differences, whether it brought any impact. Importance of evaluation. Why do we carry out evaluation? What's the reason we carry out evaluation? Evaluation helps us to identify the outcome and impact of our work. Evaluation also helps us to ensure funds are used efficiently and effectively. Evaluation helps us to assess how sustainable and meaningful our project was for the participant. Evaluation ensures transparency and accountability to our stakeholders. Evaluation helps us to inform decision makers about how to build or improve our project. Evaluation improves our future project design and management. Evaluation assesses whether our project has achieved its intended purposes. Evaluation improves or strengthens our learning culture. Evaluation process. What are some of the processes we follow when we want to conduct evaluation? The first one is we design our evaluation. We design our scope of work, what we want to evaluate, the project we want to evaluate. After we design that, then we plan our evaluation. We prepare the TOR and select our evaluation team. Third, we implement our evaluation. Here we collect our data, analyze it, interpret it, and then draw conclusion. Lastly, using the results. Once we collect the data, analyze it, then we communicate our findings to stakeholders and implement the recommendations. Features of evaluation. What are some of features or elements of evaluation? Evaluation has data collection at the start and end of the project program. We collect first baseline when we are starting our project, then we collect endline project, the endline evaluation, then we compare it. From there, then we compare the result and see whether our project has made any differences. Evaluation has a control or comparison group in order to measure whether changes in outcome can be attributed to the project or program. Evaluation uses robust methodology when collecting data. These are some of the features of evaluation. It has data collection at the start and end, then it has a control group, then it has robust methodology. Evaluation questions. What are some of the factors we determine in evaluation? These are some of the questions we ask when we want to conduct the evaluation. Impact. What changes did the project bring about? What are some of the differences that our project has brought? Effectiveness. While the operation objective achieved, the difference between impact and effectiveness is that in impact we are talking whether our project has brought any differences. But in effectiveness, have we achieved? We're only talking whether our project objective was achieved. That's the difference. Efficiency. Efficiency basically deals with what our activities implemented on schedule and within budget. Relevance. Is our operation objectives consistent with our beneficiary needs? Sustainability. Are the beneficiary likely to be maintained? Are the benefit likely to be maintained for an intended period after assessment ends? Types of evaluation. Evaluation has 5 types. The first one is called formative evaluation, also known as baseline survey. And this one is carried out before an actual project is implemented. The formative evaluation is conducted to review the existing status in the target population. It normally reviews the situation of our intended participant before we start the project. We provide information about the current situation in order to understand the changes brought by the project. Midterm evaluation. This one is conducted for the purposes of interpretation whether our project is heading toward the set goals and objectives. It's conducted at the mid of our project. If our project was 1 year, then we conduct it the first 6 months, the end of the first 6 months. Summative evaluation. This is also known as end-line survey. It's carried out immediately when we conclude our project to establish our project output and immediate outcome, with the result compared to the result at baseline. Remember, we said before we start project, we conduct formative evaluation, also known as baseline survey. Then at the end of the project, we conduct summative evaluation. Then we compare the result. Once we find that our beneficiary status has been increased, then we can say that our project has made some significant contribution. Summative evaluation informs stakeholders inform us our project success and document success stories and lessons learned. Summative evaluation is internal and is carried out by implementation team. Types of evaluation continue. Then we have ex post evaluation, which is very close to summative evaluation, but the main difference is that ex post evaluation is mainly conducted by external evaluators for the purposes of independent assessment, and also it takes longer duration before it is conducted after project completion. Its purpose is to capture the impact of the project, and it is the final evaluation associated with the project. Then we have our final evaluation. Our final evaluation is meta-evaluation, which involves evaluating the evaluation themselves to assess the quality, relevance, and effectiveness of evaluation process. Meta-evaluation is evaluating those who conducted their evaluation to assess their strength and weakness. Finally, we have difference between monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring is a continuous ongoing activity, where evaluation is periodic. It's only conducted certain period, such as baseline, midterm, or end-line. Monitoring keeps tracks and document progress, while evaluation compare planned with actual achievements. Monitoring focuses on inputs, activities, and outputs, while evaluation focuses on impact, effectiveness, efficiency, relevance, and sustainability of project. Those are some of the terms we have discussed. Monitoring is an internal assessment and conducted by the internal staffs, the implementation team, where evaluation can be either internal or external. For example, like summative evaluation, or formative evaluation, midterm evaluation, those are internal evaluation. While some such as ex post evaluation is external assessment. Monitoring studies the present information and experiences of the project, while evaluation studies the past experiences of the project. Monitoring has multiple points of data collection, while evaluation data is collected at intervals and there's a space between data collection. Monitoring improves current project design, while evaluation improves future project design. Monitoring. Information obtained from monitoring is useful to implementation management team, while information obtained from evaluation is useful to all stakeholders. Monitoring result is used for informed action and decision, while evaluation result is used for planning of new programs and intervention. Thank you, and that is the end of our presentation.